Hello, everyone. I'm Samantha of Senses of the Soul, and this is my May 2020 Ascension Energies update. So, what can I say? This has been an incredible time since COVID-19 hit the world, and especially in North America. In the last 6 weeks, our lives have been turned upside down, and we very much sit now in the unknown and in uncertainty. However, in this, there are a lot of gifts, and I went through that in my last few newsletters and in my posts on Facebook and my blog. And we're continuing through this time to an unprecedented awakening. So, an awakening where we are all going to be sitting more in our personal power and our truth, and whether we want to or not, because circumstances are going to push us to do that. And that is the whole point of the ascension process, is to come into co-creation with one another. But we cannot do that if we don't sit well in who we truly are and know who we are and why we're here. So there's those things that are coming through more and more for us, and we can't ignore it. Otherwise, it's going to become, again, very uncomfortable for us. So going into May is where we are going to be having what I call lesson integration. So basically, we are going to continue to learn lessons that allow us to be more true to who we are. So, and in this awakening, this month there'll be more anger and frustration than there will be fear. So when the virus started, there was a lot of fear around it, and people weren't thinking rationally. They weren't using common sense. And still that's an issue. However, it's starting to filter through. And now we're coming much more into this place of knowing what our truth is in all of it. And it doesn't mean that one person is right or one person's wrong. There doesn't have to be winners in the COVID-19 debate. Basically, we just have to find our way through it with as much grace and ease as possible, and know where we want to be in all of it, and flow. So the biggest archetype that's coming in this month is the awakened masculine. And I'm going to talk about that, and I have it in my blog, I have it on my website. It is where we are realizing that we have to become in partnership with our feminine. So that co-creative or awakened masculine that's coming in is in service to the empowered feminine. And this isn't about men and women. This is about us all becoming more gender neutral in a way, and coming together where we go beyond ego and that gender-based sense of self, okay? And that we realize that we no longer want to be fueled just by drudgery and the day-to-day existence of survival issues that keep us in fear and not making the right choices for us. Because we're scared of what will happen, and we're tired of being dominated by certain cultural forces. We don't want that anymore, and numbing our emotional pain. We are learning to be more alive and in the moment, and really being grateful for what we do have, and letting go of a lot of the materialistic values that we have. So we are connecting back more to a different part of ourselves. And this month we're going to have much more visionary thoughts and imagination come through, so that perhaps in looking at our future, many of us will say, we want to do things differently. And we're going to come up with some of those ideas as to how we can do it differently, and not go back to the way things were. The world as we know it is done. And we are now going to learn to create something different, so that our life is going to look the way we want it. It doesn't mean we don't step in and be resilient and be responsible and accountable, because all of that's part of co-creation. But it also means you get to, as I call it, become the dreamer, in which we manifest creation into being through our talents, right? So we can transform our world into something more co-creative. So that's what we're really moving into. And it's sort of like this jarring, scary roller coaster ride that we're not quite sure where it's all going to end up. Many of us are excited, so we vacillate back and forth. All right, so that's what this month is going to bring together, is that sacred union within us more than ever, that empowerment on a certain level, as well as again, bringing in some more imagination. So the products that I have on my blog and on my monthly specials page reflect that. I have, again, the soul chakra tea and the soul chakra sprays. You get a 2-for-1 on this one. And these ones, again, are about us moving into more empowerment. They help with empowerment. And that's what, again, we're going to be doing this month. We have to keep going, right? So within that, we'll need psycho-spiritual endurance. The spiritual warrior is still with us. And we are learning to live in that archetype more and more. And this also is a great liver tonic. It has barberries tincture in it. Not barberry root, for those of you that are herbalists, it's barberries tincture. And it is very much a good liver tonic that feeds the body with good nutrition and energy. Because this month, as we continue to shift, we're going to be quite fatigued. We are already, and May is also going to be a fatiguing type of month. So rest when you can and take care of yourself and your body. All right. We still got a ways to go, and we have to look after this earthly container. The other one is the sage. So again, we're looking for imagination. This helps ignite and fuel that 6th chakra. And within that, there's yarrow in here. So very much good protection, psychic protection, so that we can filter out what's not our truth and know where we sit in all of this. Okay. Like I said, no one's right or wrong in this. So those of you that are out there still judging everybody, you need to understand that the more you do that, the more it takes your power away. So I suggest that you look at what you need to do for you and not worry about everybody else on a certain level. It is all going to even out the way it should. Take a stand where you need to, but honestly, just focus on what you need to do to get through this. Okay, the other thing is the warrior essence. The warrior essence in the essence form works more on the mental and the emotional. And this one is for balance power. Okay, so we can really be more in that place, not pushing our truth on other people, stating our truth, but stop pushing. We shouldn't be doing that. There's too much shaming and blaming going on out there that pits us against each other, and then we can't really figure out how we come together on a certain level. All right, but all of that is helping us shift to a certain degree. The other thing would be a sacred union. So as I said, we're coming into that sacred union archetype, and both of my sprays, sizes of the spray, are on sale this month, as well as one of my favorites, the sacred union tea. Okay. So, and then of course we have the 13th realm. This is where we're at in our learning and what we're going to be coming into more of this month. This is the last month for the 13th realm learning, because we go into the 14th realm of learning in June, early June. All right. So I really hope that you do well this month. Like I said, pace yourself. It's important. Take your downtime when you need to, but also continue to move forward with where you feel you need to make changes in your life. All right. This is a good opportunity and time for us to really feel through that and process and come into some new higher ideas and thoughts and illuminations around just who we want to be and how we want to show up in the world. All right. And then there's going to be a lot of other changes going on in the world on certain levels and how we structure things in businesses, with the economy, etc. And we have to continue to work through that day by day and be present and continue our journey into the unknown. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and take care, and I will see you again in June.